preparation for Hyderabad Central University and JNU, like other examination, that will be highly helpful to qualify CUSET and CUSAT examination also. Okay, that is, I will tell you the exam pattern. The first one, we talk about the Hyderabad Central University examination, CU. CU means Hyderabad Central University. Actually, total mark is 100. Out of 100, the exam is conducted for 2 hours. The time is 2 hours. That is 120 minutes. Actually, if you are preparing for certain examination, first we must know what are the exam pattern and how much time you will get to solve one problem, to attend one question, because such informations are very essential and everybody has to be cared about these things. And it contains total 100 mark questions. That is the number of questions in the HCU examination is the total number of questions is 75. 75 questions will be there. Out of this 75, that is it is divided into 2, part A and part B. This part A question consists of 25 questions. Part B, 75 questions. Okay, this part A questions, that is 1 mark each. And the part B question, that is 75. Sorry, this should be 50. Sorry, this should be 50. This is a 1.5 mark question. And in part A, you will have the negative marking system. That is negative mark is minus 0.33 for each wrong answer. And in the part B, you don't have any negative marks. That is no negative marks in the part B. Okay. So, if you check the number of questions and the time allotted, you will get more than 1 minute to solve, to attend to one question. All these questions will be from the physics subject only. Fine, here you will get more than 1 minute to solve a question, and their questions are having, they are keeping some standards on the questions. Questions are very good questions. We will solve few questions in everyday class. And next one for the CUSAT examination. The CUSAT examination total number of questions is 150. Total number of questions. And the total mark is, each question carries 3 mark. Therefore, total mark is 450. That is each question 3 mark each. And another thing, total time allotted is, duration of the examination is 3 hours. Sorry, 2 hours. Which means you will get 120 minutes to answer 150 question. Therefore, to answer one question, you will get less than 1 minute. Therefore, their questions are very simple. You don't have to do much calculations, or you no need to go for the um, critical thinking and other like this. If you know the things on the surface level, then you can answer this kind of questions. Straightforward questions and direct questions will be there in the COSAR examination. Their standard is very low. Then negative marking is there. There is a negative marking for each wrong answer. 1 mark will be deducted. -1 is a negative mark. Next is CU set examination. Okay, CU set examination, Central University Common Entrance Test. Here, you will have total number of questions. Total number of questions is 100, and the total mark total mark is also 100. And here one important thing is, out of these 100 questions, there are 25 questions these 25 questions from the general topic, like English language, reasoning, general awareness, analytical skill, etc. General awareness, and data interpretation, numerical ability, analytical skills, numerical ability and analytical skills, etc. Analytical skills, etc. Okay, here the rest of the questions, that is 75 questions, that is from subject. Okay. Then total time, the time allotted for this examination is 2 hours. 2 hours means 120 minutes you will get. To answer one question, you will get more than 1 minute. And these questions are also very simple questions. Comparing to the CU or other Central University examination, CU set examination is very simple. COSAR examination also very simple. Okay. This is a few brief idea about the exam pattern. And now what we have to do is we have to be quick enough to solve the problems, and spending the time on each question. We have to be very careful. In such direction, we have to go ahead with our preparation. Okay, fine. Okay, my topic, that is electromagnetic theory. Other examinations are there to be discussed, that we will discuss later. Electromagnetic theory. In the syllabus, we have mentioned this is as electricity and magnetism. Both are the same, actually. In electromagnetic theory, you can see that from the various university examination question paper, you will get 10 to 15 questions. That may vary, but around 10 to 15 questions you will get from the examination. This electromagnetic theory contains a large number of topics that I will tell you one by one. That is, this can be classified, or this consists of electrostatics, magnetostatics, electrodynamics, and again, under these topics, we have this Coulomb's law, Gauss's law, electric field and potential, Coulomb's law, Gauss's law, electric field and potential, capacitors. Questions are being asked from these topics. Dielectrics. Okay, and electrostatic energy. Electrostatic energy. Polarization, electric polarization, magnetic polarization as well there. Electric polarization. In the magnetostatics, especially you have in the Gauss's law, application of Gauss's law is very important. Problems based on the Coulomb's law, large number of problems are there. In magnetostatics, the most important thing is Biot-Savart law and its application. Biot-Savart law and its application is the Ampere's law and their application. Sorry, my writing here is a very small issue. That is why the letters are not good, and their applications. In electrodynamics, here we have first one is Faraday's law. Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, and here self-inductance, mutual inductance, so such kind of things are there. Another important topic is Maxwell's equation and displacement current. Displacement current. Then electromagnetic waves, very important. Electromagnetic waves. Then Poynting theorem, Poynting vector and Poynting theorem. Then the reflection and transmission coefficients, etc. These are the most important topics that have been asked in the various entrance examination. Transmission coefficient. Apart from this, we will also discuss various topics that you will come to know during our lecture. I hope this is very clear to you. And now let us move to the electrostatics. Today we will discuss in the electrostatics. We will start the discussion on electrostatics, and I hope we can cover the Coulomb's law, electric field and potential. Maybe potential may be later. Electric field and Gauss's law. I hope these three topics and its problems can be covered today. Fine. the before going to the discussion, I usually tell to the students that certain mathematical information identities that have to be remembered. And if you are going for an examination, most probably your examination will be like a online examination, sometimes maybe offline, whatever it may be. If you get a rough paper after entering the exam hall, you will get a rough paper or the question paper. There may be some space on the back side of the question paper where you have to write certain equations and formula. Okay, immediately after reaching the examination hall. The first one is the sine theta and cos theta values. For this, you can adapt this method. Theta, you can write 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. Now, our aim is to get the values of the sine theta and cos theta without any confusion. It is sure that in any one of this question, you have to use these values. Sometimes many of the students are get confused, and in the option, answers will be there if you if you solve the problem in the wrong way. That also have to be very careful. So to remember this value, you can write this chart on the rough paper. You divide this is a 0 by 4. This is a 4. You write the denominator 4. 4. Next, you write 0. I have written it here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this 0 by 4 is nothing but 0. 1 by root 4, that is 1 by 2. Here 1 by 2, this is 1 by root 2. This is root 3 by 2. This is 1. In the cos theta, just you write from the reverse order. That is, you can write it cos theta in this fashion. Write 1 first, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, 0. Please remember this chart and the way of writing this one. This will be helpful to answer any one of the question. Fine. Okay, now let us move to our discussion. And I hope all of you might have received the question. I have sent 2 sets of questions. I hope you might have received all those questions. And now let us move to the discussion. Questions are there. We will start doing the questions after discussing few basic things. And the first one is the main topic is the electrostatics. And from this, we will start discussion on Coulomb's law. Fine. You know, the expression for the Coulomb's law and all other stories is very simple. That is, if a charge Q is here, this charge produces an electric field in all directions. This is believe that this is a positive charge. Okay. And we call this charge produces electric field in all direction. We call this is a source charge. Source charge. This produces electric field. And the electric field will be directed away from the charge. In this charge, in this field, if you keep another charge, that is a small q, we will call this charge as a test charge. Okay. Then, because of the Coulomb interaction. This charge experiences a force. It is repulsive force because of this electric field. This is also a plus charge. Therefore, that charge will be repelled away. You can see that the charge is moving in this direction. This is the direction of the force. This force is called the Coulomb force. Sometimes we will call this is electric force. Okay, whatever it may be, we will write it as F. Therefore, this F means the force between these two charged particles, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 divided by R square. If I take the distance between the two charges, that is this one, this is R, then Q1 Q2 by R square. If you are interested to write in the vector notation, this will be like this one. Here the Q1, this is nothing but our capital Q. This Q2 is nothing but our small q. Therefore, the force between the two charges Q1 and Q2 separated by a distance R is given by this expression. And in this particular case, we can write this is a 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q divided by R squared. Fine. Now the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, sometimes we have to use in the problems. That is its value, that is equal to 9 into 10 power 9. The epsilon 0 is a permittivity in the free space. If these charges are kept in the free space, the force experienced by these charges is represented by this expression, where epsilon 0 is a permittivity in the free space. That is, in a medium, this expression takes different form. That is, F is equal to 1 by 4 pi. Instead of epsilon 0, we can write epsilon Q1 Q2 divided by R square. I am writing the magnitude only. And this is the permittivity of the medium. That you know everything. Just I recall permittivity of the medium. Therefore, this is the force in a medium. And this one is the force in the free space. Now, the ratio of the force in a medium to the force in the free space. That is, if you divide this equation, maybe you can use this equation 1. This is the free space or vacuum, and this equation 2. Now that is also very quite simple, you know. That is F free space or F medium divided by F in a vacuum. That is, F medium means you have to substitute this equation. Here, only difference is all other quantities except epsilon 0 and epsilon are the same. That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, 1 by 4 pi Q1, Q2 by R square will be cancelled out. Then in the numerator, you will have 1 by epsilon. In the denominator, you will have 1 by epsilon 0. This is epsilon 0 divided by epsilon. Okay. That is here, this quantity, epsilon 0 divided by epsilon, this is nothing but relative permittivity. Sorry. Epsilon by epsilon 0 is the this is 1 by k, 1 by epsilon r, because epsilon r is equal to epsilon divided by epsilon 0. Or we can say this is a 1 by k. Permittivity of the medium to the permittivity of the free space is the relative permittivity or dielectric constant. Relative permittivity or dielectric constant. Some of the students have completed their B.Ed course, and now they are trying for the PG course. They told me that they lost all of the basics, whatever they study in the UG. That's why I am briefly mentioning this kind of things like this. Otherwise, I could have straight away written the formula. I can go ahead. Okay. So be patient. If anybody is, some people may be knowing all this information. Fine. Fine. Okay. The concept of this one is now you can write F media by F vacuum. This is equal to 1 by K, or F medium. If you keep the same charges in a medium like a water or kerosene, whatever be the medium, you will see that its force is, that is whatever the force was there when they kept the charge in the vacuum, that force is reduced by a factor K. That is information. The force will be larger in the vacuum and force will be the smaller in the medium. That is one of the information. Another most important thing why solving the Coulomb force is its vector notation and its direction. Okay, that is throughout the discussion, I will use this strategy that if a charge is here Q1 and Q2, these charges are the positive charges. The like charges always repel. Our force, the F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by R square. This is a vector quantity. Therefore, we have to use this symbol. R is the distance between these two charges. Now, here what you have to remember is this one. Both are the positive charges. Then let us see what is the direction of the movement of the charge Q2. Suppose if you keep two magnets, south pole and south pole together, then we can see that one magnet is two magnets are repelled away. Both will move in the opposite direction. The similar fashion, the force on the charge Q2 that I can write, it will be repelled away. That is, if you the two charges, this is a direction of the repulsion. The force is repulsive. I can write this force. This force is the force experienced by the charge 2 due to 1. That is, F21 means its notation is force on Q2 by Q1. The charge 2 experience the force. That letter we will write first. And which charge exert this force? That we will write at the second. The charge 1 exert a force on charge 2. Therefore, this is F21. Of course, this one. This charge will also be repelled away because both are the positive charges. This is the force experienced by the charge 1. The force acting on charge 1 is 2. Okay. This is F12. This will be the representation of the repulsive force. Now, if one of the charge is negative, because this direction is very important while we solve certain problems, this is plus Q2, and separation between them is again R. The force experienced by the charge 2, that will be F2. The force is exerted by charge 1, F21. Sorry, this is wrong actually. One is a negative charge, one is a positive charge. Therefore, the movement or the force experienced by the charge 2 will be the attractive force. The attractive force means I represent this. Charge Q2 will come towards the charge Q1. This is the force experienced by charge 2 because of the 1. Charge Q1, that it will move toward the charge Q2. This is the direction of the force. The force is charge 1 because of 2. Therefore, wherever an attractive force is there, that we will represent in this fashion. This is the representation of the attractive force. Fine. Now, let us do a few problems, and let us start. While doing the problems, I will explain other information. Fine. I hope this all of you might have these problem sheet with you, and this is from the electrostatic part 2. That is set 2, question number 1. Okay, the question number 1 that I have written here is same as that given in the problem sheet. This is a part 2, set 2 question. See, based on the Coulomb's problem, you can see variety of the questions asked in the previous examinations. Okay, that formula looks like simple. However, while doing the problems, we have to use some other ideas and information. 2 charges are placed as shown in the figure. That is a 9E charge. Another one is a 16E charge. Where should a third charge be placed so that it remains at rest? That is the question is very simple. We have to place another third charge. Let me write this is a charge 1, Q1. This is a charge 2, Q2. Then third charge Q3 is bringing, and we have to place on any of these places. Then they're asking where should that charge be placed. That means the condition is after placing the charge. Suppose if I place the charge Q3 here, then the whole system should be in equilibrium. That all the system, that it remains at rest. That Q3 charge should be at rest. Actually, at rest means if the charges are in equilibrium or the system of the charges are at rest, means that rest means whose acceleration. Rest means whose acceleration should be 0. Velocity should be 0, acceleration should be 0. Therefore, net force on that particle should be 0. Net force, F net, on that particle should be 0. Because F net means mass into net acceleration. Okay. Simply, we can say that F is equal to ma. That should be 0, which means acceleration is 0. Acceleration 0 means the force should be 0. Okay. The net force acting on that charged particle Q3 should be 0. That is, here Q3 is there, here Q2 is there, here Q1 is there. We brought the Q3 from somewhere and we put here. I take this is a distance, that is the whole distance that we have 70 centimeter separation between the first 2 charges Q1 and Q2. Sir. Yeah.
Sir, but we don't know about the magnitude of the third charge, right?
Sorry?
We don't know about the magnitude of the third charge.
Yeah, magnitude of the third charge is there. Yeah, that I will come to know. Okay, later you will come to know. Some questions are also there asking what is the magnitude of that third charge. Here we are to solve this problem. Actually, no need to know what is the magnitude of that charge. No need to worry about the magnitude of that charge. Okay, I am coming to this. Okay, please wait and see. Your doubts will be clear. Okay. Suppose one man is here and somebody is pulling this man from this side with a force F, and this side with a force F. This man cannot move anywhere, whose velocity will be zero, acceleration will be zero. That is net force acting on this body. If both are the same forces, then net force acting on this body will be zero. Though there are two forces acting on this body, net force is zero. The same way, after keeping the charge Q3 at this position, that is, I say that from Q1, I place this charge at a distance x. I don't know what is this x. That x has to be determined. See, from the option given, 30 centimeter from 16E, there is from 16E charge, around 30 centimeter, we have to keep the charge Q3. Or 35 centimeter from 9E charge, we have to keep the third charge from the 35 centimeter from the 9E. Or 30 centimeter here, sorry, I missed 30 centimeter from E is there, please add from 9E charge, 40 centimeter from 16E charge. Okay, those information, these are the options given. The idea here is, if the system of the charges is at rest, then force acting on any charge due to other charges should be zero. That is the most important factor. That is, let us find, if we bring the third charge Q3 to the position, in this position, that is at a distance x centimeter from the charge Q1, and this distance, that will be exactly 70 minus x, 70 minus x. Then total force acting on the charge Q3, that should be zero. That is, there are two this charge Q2 exert a force on Q3. Then we don't know what are the magnitude of the charge Q3, Q2 or Q1, but we know the information is given in the question that the charge should be at a rest. The rest means total force acting on the charge Q3 should be equal and opposite. Then only charge Q3 will be at rest. And this force, this repulsive force from the charge Q1, we can write this force is a force exerted on charge 3 by 1. This charge Q1 exert a force on Q3, that is denoted by F31. And the force exerted on charge Q3 by remaining charge is Q2, that is F force is experienced by the third charge. I have written the letter first. This force is exerted by charge 2. Fine. The normal procedure, that is this one, this F32, total force acting on the charge will be 0, means F23 plus F31 is equal to 0. This is a net force acting on the charge. Net force acting on Q3. That is F32 is equal to minus of F31. Next, what is this F32? F32 means here force experienced by Q3, and this is a 2 actually. And right, this is F32. That is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Simply you can write this is as a K. This K is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Throughout the problems, I will use the K. So remember that this is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Next, Q1, Q2. Here the charges are 3 and 2. Q2, Q3 divided by separation between the charge 3 and 2. That is the separation between the charge of this Q3 and Q2. That separation is 70 minus x. 70 minus x whole square. Next one we have force F31. F31 means K into force between charge 1 and 3 Q1, Q3 divided by separation between the charge 3 and 1. That is charge 3 is this one and 1 is this one. Separation between them is x. This is x square. Then according to this equation, both are the same. Now substitute here. F32 means that K Q2 Q3 divided by 70 minus x whole square is equal to K Q1 Q3 divided by x square. Then K and K would cancel. Q3 and Q3 cancel. See that no need to worry about your Q3. That is got cancelled. Fine. Other information given in the question is Q2 is given. Q2 is this Q2 is 9E. Sorry, 16E. This Q1 is 9E. Please substitute those things. 16E divided by 70 minus x whole square is equal to Q1 is 9E divided by x square. From here, this E and E got cancelled. Then our aim is to find out the x. Therefore, take the square root. This will be 4. Some minus sign is there. I did not write the minus sign here. No problem. You can no need to worry about the minus sign. You can remove it. Square root of this expression is 4 divided by 70 minus x whole square means 70 minus x. This is 9. Square root is 3. This is x. Then from here, 4x is equal to 210 minus 3x. That is 7x is equal to 210. X is equal to 210 by 7. That is 30. The 210, sorry, here the 70 we have used in centimeter. Therefore, here this is a centimeter. There is a 30 is the answer. 30 is the answer. This 30 means the x that you have chosen, that this x here that you have chosen, the x is the distance from 9E charge. From 9E charge, 30 centimeter away, if you place the third charge, then that system will be in equilibrium, or that system will be, that third charge will be at rest. Okay, that is the idea here. Then the option C is the correct answer. Then if anybody asks what is the distance from the 16E charge, that is very simple. That is, you have to subtract 70 minus the x, that is 70 minus 30, that is 40 centimeter. Oh, one more option is there. 40 centimeter from 16 is also there. This is also correct answer. Okay, both are the answer. Okay, this is a long procedure. These things are very simple. If you practice on these questions, you can do it in within 1 minute. However, we have a shortcut. That is, no need to do all these kind of steps. I will tell you what is the shortcut that have to be adopted. Please listen carefully. Shortcut. This shortcut can be used to find out the electric field also. Okay, that I will come to later. The shortcut is this. Suppose if I have a charge Q1, charge Q2, and separation is D. The third charge has to be brought, has to be placed, so that the system should be in equilibrium. Okay, or the charge should be at rest. Both have the same meaning. Then let us take that, as I mentioned, from any one of the charges. If I take from Q1, that a charge should be placed at a distance x. Placed should be at a distance x. Then let me write, let x let the distance be x from Q1 charge. Then in one step you can return the answer. That x you can calculate that x you are measured from the Q1 charge. Therefore you write the root of Q1 in the numerator. In the denominator, root of Q1 plus or minus root of Q2 multiplied by the given D. This is a formula that you have to remember. I will tell you where to use this plus or minus in the denominator. Actually here, use plus. The plus is use plus if Q1 and Q2 are like charges. See here in the problem that we did here, we have the 9e and 9e both are the positive charges, like charges. If one of the charges is negative, then you have to use this one. Use negative for unlike charges. If one of the charges is negative, you can use this. You have to use one of the charges. One charge is positive, other charge is negative. You can use negative in the denominator. The most important thing you have to remember here is, if you are measuring the distance x from the charge Q2, then in the numerator you have to write Q2. Denominator is same. Okay, that is very important. Now please apply this relation into this question, the present question that we solve. That is x, our Q1, that was 9e, and here we have 16e. We placed our third charge at a distance x. We placed here our third charge. Then from this expression, this Q1 is equal to 9e, Q2 is equal to 16e. Then substitute these values. You need to remember, you have to substitute the values of Q1 and Q2 only. That is, root of Q1 means root of 9e divided by root of 9e. I have to use plus because both are the positive charge. And Q2 is root of 16e. That is, here root of 9 is 3e, root 3 root e. This one is 3 root e plus this one is root 16 is 4 root e. The root e is got cancelled. Then okay, one more thing, I forgot one thing. Here you have to multiply with the distance that is d. Here the distance you have to multiply. Distance d means the given was 70 centimeter. This distance was given 70 centimeter into 70. See, this x is equal to 210 divided by 7. This is centimeter, then this is 30. Okay. In this way, you can use that. You can solve this problem. Please remember this formula for this kind of problems. The same formula you can apply the case of the electric field. I will also like to mention here the electric field. The electric field means F is equal to Q by E. Or you can say that F is equal to electric force experienced by charge Q placed in an electric field is given by E. That is, the electric field E means F by Q. Force between the two charges is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 divided by R square divided by Q. Okay, that is, suppose if you have a charge Q1 here and it produces some electric field, and in this field this is a electric field produced by charge 1. In this field you keep another charge Q2. Here the Q2 is the test charge that will experience this force, and this charge may be moved away because of the repulsive force. The field is produced by the charge 1. Okay, then the definition of the electric field is the force experienced by another charge here it is charge Q2 placed in the field produced by the charge 1. Whatever the strength of the force is measured is seen or measured from the charge 2, that is the strength of the electric field at that point. This electric field is produced by Q1. Therefore, we have to divide it by Q2. Okay, that is this Q is the charge that is experienced this force, and another charge that produces this electric field. Therefore, our test charge, that is a Q, here in the particular case is Q2. Therefore, this is a 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 divided by R square. Fine. The electric field due to a charge Q is generally represented by 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square. This is the if a charge Q is placed here, that can produce electric field in all direction. All direction. If you keep the charge Q on the center of a sphere, hollow sphere, you can see that electric field lines are emerging away in all directions. The strength of the electric field at a particular distance R, that is at a particular distance, this here the electric field is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q divided by R square. The electric field is a vector quantity. Therefore, we have to put vector symbol like this one. So the earlier the force, that was also vector quantity. Okay. Now, in this moment, I would like to write one small question that is based on the same concept. That is two charges, 9E and 3E, are kept at distance, R. Okay. At what distance? From 3E? The electric field intensity, between the charge is 0. Okay, two charges 9E and 3 are kept at distance R meter. That means we have two charges 9E and 3E. They are kept at a distance of R meter. The distance between these two is R meter. At what distance from 3E? That is, maybe I take this is our distance X. The electric field intensity between the charge is 0. At this point, E should be 0. What would be the distance? Of course, this distance will be R minus X. Then to solve this kind of problem also, where the electric force is zero or where the electric field is zero, you can apply the same shortcut. That is, and if you take this is a this one is a Q1, this is your Q1, and this is your Q2. Take this one, and X you can write X is equal to, X is measured from the charge Q1, therefore root Q1 divided by the denominator Q1 plus, because both are the equal charges, like charges, Q1 into Q2. This is Q1 means here root 3e, here root 3e plus root 9e. Then here you will have the root e cancel out, root 3 divided by root 3. Root of 9 means that is 3. I missed one thing. This is wrong. I have to write here the distance given. This R. Distance given R. Distance given R. This is answer. In actual way, what is actual way? Actual procedure. Actual procedure is this one. You can try yourself at home. This is your charge Q1. This is your charge Q2. The net electric field intensity at this point is 0 means at this point electric field is a vector quantity that should cancel out like this one. Both should have the same length and opposite direction. This is an electric field due to a charge 2 because that's the positive charge. Electric field due to charge 1 I can write here E1. Therefore total electric field is 0. I can write E1 is equal to, for E2 is in the positive x direction, I take positive. E1 is along the negative x direction, I take minus E1. Then electric field at the point, this is we have taken R minus X. This distance we have taken X. E2 means electric field at this point because of the charge Q2. K 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 means K. Q2 divided by R square is means R minus X all square minus electric field at this point by the charge Q1. Charge Q1 is at a distance X from the point, K into Q1 divided by X square. Then substitute the values of Q1 and Q2, you will arrive in the same result. Okay. You please verify this one. Hope this is clear to you. Any doubts? Anybody ask any doubts, please? Okay, I move to the next question. I hope this is clear to you. This is a simple concept. Fine. Yeah. This is a question number 2. This is also from the set 2. Fine. 12 equal charges Q are situated at the corners of a regular 12-sided polygon. Here, a polygon is given having 12 sides, like a clock. See, if it is a clock here, 12 is the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Yeah, please tell me.
X എടുക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഒരേ ലൈനിൽ തന്നെ എടുക്കുന്നത്? നമ്മൾ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന ചാർജ് ഒരേ ലൈനിലാക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
നമ്മൾ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന ചാർജ് ഒരേ ലൈനിൽ വെക്കുന്നത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്? മനസ്സിലായില്ല.
അതായത് നമ്മളിപ്പോ തേർഡ് ചാർജ് കൊണ്ടുവരുമ്പോ ഈ ആറിന്റെ ആ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസിന്റെ ഇടയിലോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അപ്പുറത്തോ അല്ലേ വെക്കുന്നത്? എന്തുകൊണ്ട് താഴെയോ മുകളിൽ ഒരു ട്രയാങ്കിൾ രൂപത്തിൽ വെച്ചുകൂടാ?
Yes, that is a very good question. Yeah. Actually, these forces are the central forces. Okay, that is, she's asking, throughout, we did 2 problems, and in these problems, we are bringing and placing the third charge along the line joining, at a point that is along the line joining of these 2 charges. This is the line joining these 2 charges. We are always keeping the third charge Q3 here. Why we are not keeping a charge somewhere like here or like some other places here? Why we are not keeping the charge like this one? Okay. Actually, the Coulomb force F is equal to K 1/4 pi epsilon 0 into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Okay, R square means this force F is proportional to 1 by R square. That is, force is proportional to inverse of the square of the distance between the 2 charges. Actually, such kind of force is the central force. Actually, central force. Another example is gravitational force. This is a Coulomb force. Gravitational force, that is Gmm divided by R square. That is also proportional by R. This is central force. Central force means these forces are acted along the line joint. If I bring a charge Q2 near to the Q1, this force will be acted along this direction, along the line joining of the charges. And suppose if I bring the charge Q2 from this direction, once it reaches in the vicinity of the charge Q2, the Q2 will be repelled away along this direction. Okay. That is therefore these forces are the forces acting along the lining joining of the 2 charges. Therefore, these are the central forces. Okay. In the question, it is clearly mentioned that after placing the third charge, the system should be in equilibrium. Therefore, at a particular point, the forces at this particular point should be 0. Net force should be 0. This net force is effective along the line joining of the 2 charges. If you keep your charge Q3 here, then this force may not be cancelled out. Okay. The force will be cancelled out. That is, it is sure that the force will be cancelled out if we keep the charges along the line joining of the remaining charges. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, what if we keep the charge on either side of these 2 charges?
Yeah, either side of the, yeah, okay. Yeah, he's asking if the third charge is placed, if you look at this picture, if the third charge is placed here, what will be the total force? Fine. The condition is, if you keep your charge here, you take a distance. This is a separation between the charge is already given R, and then if you consider that if you keep the third charge at the point, this point, then if you take a distance like x is the distance from the second charge. See that if Q1, for example, if Q1 and Q2 are the positive charges, fine. Now, a third charge, if I keep at the point 3, the total force on this charge should be 0. That is, one force should be, that is, force on the charge 3 by 2 should be in this direction. Force charge on the 3 by 1, that should be 131. Okay. Total force on charge 3 will be 0 if the situation is like this. The force should be in opposite direction. Then if this condition is achieved, then no problem, you can bring the charge Q3 and you can place it here. But that will not happen actually. That will not happen means if you measure the distance, that is your force depends upon the product of the charges Q1 and Q2. Force is proportional to 1 by r square also. If you keep your suppose if you measure the force on 3-1, for example, this force between the charge Q1 and Q3, the distance is larger. Therefore, F31 force will be smaller, that is compared to, because charge 2 and charge 3 that are very nearer, because the distance is varying as a by r square. R square is the denominator, inversely proportional to r square. F31 will be less than F32. In most of the cases, this will not work out. Net force acting on this charge will not be 0. Okay. Yeah, please.
Sir, can it work if any of the two charges is negative?
Any two charges will negative.
Any of two, either one.
Means you are talking about Q1 or Q2. Yes, any of the charges will be negative. What will be the situation? You're asking? I think your question is, hello?
Yes,
Your question is if, yeah, okay. Suppose Q2 is negative, then the direction of the force, let us calculate Q3 is here, and the force experienced on the charge 3 by 2, that will be the attractive force. Okay, this should be this force. The charge Q3 move towards Q2 because this one is a negative and this one is positive. Force of attraction will be there. This will be F32, and the force on charge 3 by 1, that will be this direction. Force, this is F31. See, here also depends on the magnitude. That is, I have written this. Suppose if you take an equal amount of charges, Q here, instead of Q2 again take a Q, then see what will be the situation. Q3, you don't know what is Q3. Then this F31, it is the force due to this charge on this charge. Okay, that is F31 is proportional to Q into Q3 divided by the distance between, that is R plus X all square. Okay, sorry. Next, if you calculate F32, that is proportional to
Sir,
Q3 and yeah.
Sir, if the force is attractive or repulsive depends upon the charge of Q3, right? So we cannot
Yes.
find
Yes.
the direction of force, right? Like towards Q1 or Q2.
No. Suppose, yeah. If one thing is, if the given charge like Q1 and Q2, if the charges are the sign is given, then you don't know what about the sign of the charge Q3. Then in that case, what you have to do is, you don't know what is the nature of the charge Q3, is it positive or negative. But only thing we know that total force acting on the charge Q3 should be 0. To happen that one, the thing is, the two forces should cancel out, this force and this force. From that information, you can arrive at the answer, what should be the distance x. Okay. We have one more problem in the problem sheet where this question is asked. That is, if another charge is bringing and placing in this particular position, what would be the sign of the charge? That is there. Without knowing the sign of the third charge, you can find out the distance x. That idea is I am explaining now. Okay, this previous fellow, I don't know his name, is asking what about the charge, and one charge is negative. The answer is I am telling F31 I have written. F32 means that is force between Q3 and Q2. That is Q3 is in the example I consider Q3. The distance is x square. Whatever be the charge Q3, that will be here, maybe 3e or 4e, whatever it may be, that is here. Numerator is same, but denominator, you see, this is larger, therefore F3 is smaller. This is larger. That will not be equal. Therefore, the total force at this point will not be 0. I hope my comment is clear. What was his name? Sadish? Are you satisfied?
Yes, sir. But if Q1 is large enough, they will cancel out, right?
Q is large enough.
Q1.
Q1, yeah. Q1 is large enough, maybe, yeah. Possibility is there. I can cancel out. Okay. Another student asked something, I forgot. What was that question actually? Please tell me. Just 1 minute. Hello? അതെ ആരാണ്? എങ്ങനെ? അന്ന് ക്ലാസ് ഉണ്ട്, ഇപ്പൊ നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഓക്കെ, നിങ്ങൾ ഹിജാസ് സാറിനൊന്ന് വിളിക്കോ, ഡോക്ടർ ഹിജാസ്. മറ്റേ നമ്പറില്ലേ, അതിലെ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് നമ്മളെ കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള മറ്റേ നമ്പറിലേക്ക് ഒന്ന് വിളിച്ചു നോക്കൂ. ഞാനിപ്പോ ഒരു ക്ലാസ്സിലാണ്, ഇന്നത്തെ ക്ലാസ് ഞാനാണ് എടുക്കുന്നത്. നിങ്ങളെ മെയിൽ ഒന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കൂ, മെയിൽ വാട്സാപ്പ് ഒന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കൂ. പേരെന്തായിരുന്നു? ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ ഇപ്പം പറയാം. ഞാൻ ഇജാസിനെ വിളിച്ചിട്ട് പറയാം. Students, just 1 minute. One student just called me. So fine. Okay, any doubts? I think I forgot her name. Okay, you can also ask me later also. Let us move to the second question. Okay. I will send you my personal number that you know, everybody know my personal number that is given in the advertisement. And we are talking about the second question. That is, 12 equal charges Q are situated at corners of a regular 12-sided polygon. Okay, this is a 12-sided polygon. This question can also be asked for the hexagon, triangle, square. Okay, there is 12 charges are there, one on each numeral of a clock face. This is a numeral on the clock face: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We place the charges, that is 12 charges are placed. Q, 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 everywhere one charge is placed. This is a question from the Griffith textbook. For your course, the book is Fundamentals of Introduction to Electrodynamics by David J. Griffith. Introduction to Electrodynamics by David J. Griffith. Because all of you might have followed the textbook. This is a very standard textbook. For electrodynamics, people are following using this textbook. This is an international level textbook, because this is a very important, very good textbook. The problems given, the solved problems as well as the unsolved problems that have been asked in various examinations, even IIT JAM examination also, they are asking the questions, direct questions from the textbook. HSCU, Hyderabad Central University examination, you can see JNU, DIFR. You can see the questions directly copied from this textbook. So I have the soft copy and its solution also I have, that will be shared in the Google Drive, and you can access that later. Okay, this is third edition. I follow the third edition. Fine. Okay, the 12 charges are placed at the 12 each numeral of the clock. What is the net force on a test charge Q at the center? If a test charge Q is placed at the center, if R is the distance from the center to each numeral, every distance is R. Can anybody tell what is the answer? This is very simple question. Exactly. This is 0. Why means? Yeah, correct. Answer is 0. Actually, if you send messages, I cannot see because I have to again minimize this window and I have to see. Please switch on your mic and that's good. That is very simple. Y means the direction. If you know to write the direction of the force, then you can answer many questions without doing the numerical steps. Here, question is, what is the net force acting on this capital Q charge placed at the center? Total force on this charge Q means force due to charges placed at each numerical phase. That is a force on charge Q means due to the charge 1. That is this charge. Both are the sign is positive. It's a positive. Therefore, this charge experiences repulsive force. That force will be along the line joining of these two forces. That is the two charges. That force will be along this direction. This is the force on the charge Q exerted by charge placed at the center, the phase 1. Okay. Now, whatever the force exerted on this charge Q by this charge placed at the second numerical phase, that force is also the repulsive force. Capital Q charge move away in this direction. F2. Force exerted on capital Q by 3, that will be along this direction because these charges are repulsive force. F3. Now, if you calculate the force exerted by charge placed at the position 7 on the capital Q, that will be repulsive force, move in this direction. This is the force excited by charge 7 on the Q. Now, while drawing the vector diagram, the length of the vector depends on the magnitude also, magnitude of the force. Okay, here the force is proportional to the Q, and the Q divided by separation between the matrices R. Q and QR are the same. That is a force F1, F2, F3. Everything is the same, F. Therefore, you can draw the length of the vector like this, having the identical length. You can see this is the force on the force exerted by charge 5 on the charge Q. Therefore, all the charges exerts equal and opposite forces. The forces will cancel out. This force cancel by this force, and this force cancel this force. In that way, you will get total force on this charge will be 0. F net is equal to 0. Okay, this is the answer. You can expect a question like this also. Charges placed on the square. Here, minus 2Q charge is here, 5Q charge is here, here another minus 2Q charge, here 5Q charge. Then 1Q charge is kept here. What is the net force on this charge Q? Before going to the calculation, first you draw the net force acting on the charge Q due to the other charges. If I take this is the position 1, position 2, position 3, charge 3, this is a charge 4. Then the force exerted on the charge Q, that is a positive charge, and this one is a positive charge, force exerted on charge Q by the charge 4. That will be repulsive force along this direction. That is, this force will be along the line joining of these two charges. This is the force on the charge Q by 4. Similarly, the force on the charge Q by charge 1. This is a negative charge, and the attraction repulsion between the charge Q, I can write the force because what will happen is, for attractive force, we have used this convention. Okay. Therefore, our charge will move towards the minus Q charge. This will be the arrow. Maybe see that the length of this arrow vector depends upon the magnitude. Here Q1 is minus 2Q. Here this is, sorry, here Q1 is minus 2Q. Here this is a Q. Then the distance is same. Distance from here to here, here to here, everything is same. Therefore, this length is smaller length. This is a force on charge Q by discharge. Similarly, force on charge Q by, sorry, this is wrong. This is a force on charge Q by charge 1, F1. Next, force on charge Q by this charge, Q3 charge. Here also this charge is minus. The charge will move towards this direction. This is F3. Total force on charge Q by this 5Q charge, and is the force F2. This is positive charge, this is positive charge, the repulsive force. Repulsive force. Therefore, this vector and this vector should have the same length. F2. Here also you can see that this vector cancel this vector. This vector cancel this vector. total force on Q is equal to 0. Is it clear? Any doubt? If no doubt means we do another question. And another important thing from this clock, if one of the charge is missing, okay, that is, for example, just one. This is student from our group. Hello. Did you get? Video. Sana video.
Hello, sir.
Sir, may message video. ഞാൻ ക്ലാസ്സിലായതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഒരു ഇഷ്യൂ. ഞാൻ സാറോട് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഞാൻ നോക്കട്ടെ. ജസ്റ്റ് 1 minute. Students, please wait. Actually, this will happen first 2 to 3 classes, because students may have a lot of issues. Just 1 minute. Just contact number. This is a kind of disturbance actually. How to save her number? Students, you please do this question. That is, if one of the charge is missing, like from the 6th position, no charge is here, except all places, one charge is there, Q is there. Then what is the net force on the charge Q? Please tell me the answer. Net force on the same problem. That is the same problem is same. The question is different. That is different is removed a charge from the 6th position. There is no charge. Then calculate the force on the charge capital Q. Okay, answer is, this is the option is same. This is the same option. Please tell me the answer. Meantime, I will send the number to her. Okay, did you get the answer?
Yes, option B.
Option B, exactly correct. Yes, option B is the answer. Okay, I will explain. It's very simple. Here you can see that all other forces except these forces around this direction is not there. These forces cancel out by this one will cancel out. But the charge kept at the 12th position exert a force on the charge, the charge capital Q. In this, I will write in the different color. Yeah, exert a force along this direction. This is a force exerted by the charge kept at the position 12. But at the 6th position, there is no charge to exert a force on Q in this direction. There is no force because there is no charge here. No charge at the 6th position. Therefore, all other forces cancelled. Therefore, I delete all those forces. Then here you can see that only one force is remaining. That is, the net effect is that our charge Q move around this direction, because of the repulsive force of this charge. The charge kept at Q at here the origin, that will move to this direction. Then magnitude of that force means F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 charge Q, Q1. Q2 means this is a Q2, is Q. Separation between these two charges. And it's already given R square. Therefore, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q by Q by R square is the answer. Okay, this is some kind of different kind of questions that have been asked in the various examination from the Coulomb force. Hope this is clear. Now let us move to the next question. See, now you can answer the question. You can answer this question. That is, this is also from the set 2. All the questions that you are discussing now is from the set 2. You have these questions. Charges Q, 2Q, 3Q, 4Q are placed at the corners A, B, C, D of a square as shown in the figure. Okay, A placed here, Q, 2Q, 3Q, 4Q. The direction of electric field at the center of the square is, they are asking direction of the electric field at the center of the square. Means in what will be the direction of the electric field? Whether the electric field is along this direction, this direction, this direction, they are asking in what will be the net electric field, direction of the electric field. They are not asking the magnitude. See the option AB. AB means this is a to B direction. Maybe this direction. That is the meaning of AB. CB. CB means CB is this one, this direction, which means here, this direction, electric field. Maybe BD. BD means, BD, this is a B, this is a D. BD means along this direction, B to D. Or AC. AC means, what is A? This is A and this is C. AC means this direction. They are asking which direction the net electric field. Tell me what is the answer. Please try yourself. The electric field due to a charge is proportional to the magnitude of that charge and the point where the point of interest, it is R square. To the center from each point, R is the same. R. This electric field is also a vector quantity, same as that of force. Therefore, you can apply the same technique here also. R is
C.
Which one? Option B. Okay, let me check option B.
Option C.
Option C. Option C. Somebody still option C. Let me check what are the other response. Lot of option B is there. Okay, fine. That is very simple. Let us start doing now. See the force at the center because of the 4q charge, 1/4 pi epsilon 0. That is a electric field along the because of the 4q. That is 4q is a positive charge. Electric field will be emerging away. Electric field will be moving this direction, this direction, this direction. Now we are interested only at this point, out of which we are. This is the electric field because of the charge placed at the position D. Next, electric field at the point O because of the charge 3q. 3q is smaller than that of 4q. Distance is same. Therefore, electric strength of the electric field is smaller compared to ED. This is the electric field at this point because of C charge. Electric field at the point O because of the 2q charge. That will be again smaller. This is the electric field because of the charge at the point B. Electric field at the same point because of the charge small q. That is very small, less than that of the FB, EB. This is an electric field because of the charge placed at A. See, this is how will this vector cancel out? See, this portion, this vector cancel this length. So an effective length is there still. This portion cancel this portion. Still an effective length is there.
Answer AB.
Answer AB is not correct. Now what we have remaining is, if you look at the point O, you have a small vector, the remaining vector, the survived vector, this direction and this direction. Therefore, the particle, suppose if you have a force like this one, if you are a man and somebody is pulling you in this direction with a force, and one fellow is pulling this direction with a larger force, then your motion will be like in between, like this direction. You cannot move either this direction or this direction. Your motion will be along this direction. Similarly, here the electric field, net electric field will be along this direction. This is approximately, if you compare, this is a BC. This is a side C. This is a B. Or you can say CB or CB. The motion, the net electric field is around CB. This is the answer. Option B is the right answer. Fine. Is it clear? Okay. Now time is around 9:50. We have still more problems to do. I took much time to explain that Central University exam pattern and other things. So you please try to do the problems given in the sheet. We will do these problems in the next class. And these are the questions. You can do yourself simple questions. And if you are very comfortable with those questions, then the Hyderabad Central University, the last year, 2020, they have asked the question from the same portion. Please try to do that one also. Then other problems we will do in the next class.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, we didn't get this mail contain these questions.
Did you get the Google Drive access link?
Rashid,
Yeah.
Rashid, in fact, actually, We forgot to upload it. In fact, Sebil didn't find the message you sent. Sorry that we didn't upload it today. It was an error from our side. We will upload it soon, and in the coming days you will get it prior to the class. So please keep checking the Google Drive.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, students, my kind request you please log in, join before 8 a.m. every day, and also look at your Google Drive. So, still, I am getting a lot of messages from students. Didn't get the link, and later they are telling, "Oh, link was there in the email." Some such kind of problems is happening. So regularly check your email. All communication will be through mail only. Okay, thank you. If any doubts, okay, my personal number, I think, hope you know my number. You try to do large number of problems. 9786938011. This is for WhatsApp. You can make also call also. And email address rashidkpr@gmail.com. Okay, thank you very much. Do a lot of problems from your side, and next class onwards we will move fast. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Welcome. Stop.